Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is going to be looking at the masculine energies for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I've put out a spread, and let's go to the bottom of the deck first. Eight of Cups. That's the card of walking away from something. It's a sort of a slightly reluctant energy. I've given it my best shot and I can't make it work. It's that sort of feeling. Let's see what's underneath that. 10 of Cups and the 8 of Coins. Let's take those three. Actually, I'm going to take the top card as well. Right, so we've got walking away from something. I think a love situation, to be honest, because we have 2 Cups cards here. 10 of Cups is the card of, well, young love, really. It's having everything you want, but it's an almost a naive energy. So actually, if you're watching this and you're a young person, then that would be great for you. That's what you'd need. If you're watching this and you're an older person, potentially it's a love that should have come good, but didn't really, because it wasn't quite right. Somehow, it feels to me like somebody's left a love situation that could have been brilliant had the timing been otherwise. It's something to do with either the timing of meeting or the timing of ages. You know, right person, wrong time, right person, wrong age, almost. See, I always say that relationships are founded on 2 things only, chemistry and timing. And it feels to me like there was something wrong with the timing here. But the cards that came with that are the Hierophant and the 8 of Coins. The Hierophant's a serious card. It could be that one person in this pairing didn't realise the seriousness of the connection, or it could be that it would have been going against the grain somehow, going against the established way of doing things. That's what that feels like. And the 8 of Coins is the card of working on yourself, really, or working alone. It's a card of, I suppose, putting your focus elsewhere. So if you have come out of a love situation that could have been lovely, could have gone long term, could have been what you want for the future, but it's not what you want right now, then potentially what's happened is you've put your energies into something else. I do like these cards, but they tend to move around on my table quite a lot, so bear with me. I'm going to do quite a lot of card jiggling probably in this reading. You've put your energy into something else. You've either been working on your health, your wealth, or your worth. That's what I would say. So it feels a bit like a done deal in a way. Either you were left by, because this is a masculine reading. So if you're a masculine watching, it could be that you were left by a feminine, which meant that really you had no option but to work on yourself. Or if you're a feminine watching this, then it feels like you left someone. Hang on, let's have another card. Yeah, you definitely left someone, and it was to do with knowing your own worth and sort of waking up to what you will and won't accept in life, really. So to me, it feels like there was a feminine who put up a boundary and left, or put up a boundary that meant you left. Something like that. Let's just talk quickly about the Queen of Coins for a minute here. This would be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So the energy could be stronger if either you or your person are those signs. Actually, the Hierophant is also Taurus. Extra strength if you're dealing with a Taurus or you are a Taurus. But the Queen of Coins, she's an earthy, stable, nurturing, loving queen. She's motherly, I suppose, in a way. But whereas the Queen of Cups would be almost over-loving, the Queen of Pentacles knows when to put her foot down. And she is a very nurturing force, but she's not a fool. She knows when enough is enough. She's very good at putting up boundaries, or putting boundaries in place, I should say. She's a force of nature, but not in an overly dramatic way. She will get her way, always. But you won't necessarily know that she's trying to get her way or that she's got her way. She's a quieter energy than some of the other queens. One other thing, she feels like home. This queen feels like home. Whichever masculine is watching this reading, this woman felt like home for you, this feminine. And if you're a feminine watching this, well, I said already a mothering energy, didn't I? It seems to have something tied up with mothers and home here. It's more than feeling at home with somebody. It's more like you are home to somebody. That's what it feels like. It feels like you are somebody's home. And there's been a parting. Now, interestingly, at the centre of the reading, we have strength. This is a struggle. The masculine this month is struggling with the situation that I've just outlined. Why? Well, not only did the feminine feel like home, this is also a really strong connection. This is the card of true partnership. This is finding your other half and growing old together. That's what the Two of Cups represents. It's not just love, it's partnership. Yeah, companionship, partnership. I want to say totalship, and totalship is not a word. It sort of encompasses everything, and that's really the feeling I was getting from the Queen of Coins. It's that feeling of home. I just want to say age appropriate. I don't know why I want to say that. There's something here is wrong with the age of one of you. That seems like a very strange thing to say. Perhaps she's not age appropriate for you. We'll see. Maybe. But in any case, the struggle is not being in this correct partnership. This partnership that you should be in, you're not in, because either one or both of you have retreated. I think she put a boundary and then there's been no further communication is what it feels like. On the face of things, we have the Sun. So to all intents and purposes, everything should be brilliant. I think probably your life in general is probably going the way you want it. But that's a strange thing to find on the top when the actual undercurrents and the setting of the scene is one of really not being in partnership that you want to be in. So let's have a clarifier for the Sun. 10 of Coins. Wow, that's really interesting. So we've got the two Happy Ever After cards already. 10 of Cups and 10 of Coins. This is having the love that you want in a sort of family sense. This is having everything that you want. This includes money and property as well. So if the 10 of Coins is clarifying the situation, if everything is going really well for you, then I think you've taken your mind off of this love connection and you've firmly put it on to making money, I think. That's what it feels like. I think for a lot of masculines, that's an easy choice to make. Something goes wrong, right, I'll fall back on making money. And I think that's what you're doing, probably. And the making of the money is making you happy. Or is it? Right, well, we'll see. What's hidden or not known in the underneath position, we have Knave of Coins. This is a gift. We have Death. This is a big change. And we have the Knight of Wands. This is the knight who is around for a good time and not a long time. So if I read these three together, it seems to me like the partnership that came into being might not have been around for very long. I mean, it feels a bit like you might have had your eye on this feminine for a long time, but I don't think you were in connection for long. And for you, if you're a masculine watching, I think it might have started as a bit of fun. But something has changed here. It's either that you no longer want to just have fun, looking to actually make a serious offer. It's either that, because the Knight of Wands can make an offer. It's just that generally he doesn't bother. He just sows his wild oats. So it's either that feeling has changed and you're trying to decide what you can offer because you don't want to be sowing your wild oats anymore. It's either that or you want to actually offer yourself up and say, I've changed. It's sort of that. It's that sort of feeling. It's like you want to come forward and say, I've changed. I don't want to be this wild oat sowing knight anymore. I want something different. I want something more serious. I mean, the Death card is slightly different in every deck. This is the Tattoo Tarot, by the way. In this deck, it's got two people at the bottom here who have lost their heads. So it sort of feels like the strength of the connection has meant that you both lost your heads over this. It's done more than you were expecting. And so now you're trying to work out what you should be doing. So in what's hidden is that there is a big change. It's either there's a big change happening to you, or this connection has created a big change for you, or you have changed your outlook and the way that you operate. These are young energies. The knaves are boys, really, and the knights are young men. So it could be that you've changed out of those energies, or you're wanting to change out of those energies if you're a masculine. If you're a feminine watching, it could be that your masculine has, well, I think changed a lot since you last saw them, and really, really wants to come forward with some sort of tangible offer, but is also feeling a bit like maybe it's too late, or maybe whatever the offer is never going to be right. It's that sort of feeling. There is a change coming. There is a change actually happening now. It's happening to the masculine. The masculine is changing. In a way, he's got no option. He's got very tangled up in this sort of scenario where the two people have lost their heads. It's completely and utterly derailed him, I think. I think at first it was probably a bit bewildering, perplexing. But I do think that fairly quickly this knight gained some enlightenment. I think if you're a masculine watching, I think your powers of perception are really good, I think. And I think pretty soon after connecting with this feminine who made a boundary, I think pretty soon after that you knew that this was different. But I think the whole thing has been quite confusing for you. And I think perhaps you chose to work on your wealth, health or worth, rather than trying to work out what to do to bring this situation back together. It's been a real problem trying to work out what to do, I think. Strength is a struggle, it's a battle, it's difficult, but it's wrestling with yourself, really. It's never really wrestling with anybody else or wrestling with somebody else's problem. It's an inner wrestling, if you like. The problem is internal. And so you've been really struggling to work out how you feel and what to do about this connection. Yeah, I think so. In the past connection, well, it's just what I was saying. There was a feminine who cut herself off, or you cut yourself off from a feminine. Queen of Swords, that is the air sign. So that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In a way, this feminine was too much for you, I think. In a way. So much more than other feminines. Well, I mean, it's just really, she's a lot. She's a lot. Very sexy woman. But very knowing, very aware, very clear thinking, clear speaking, feminine. And it's possible that she cut herself off for her own good, I think, perhaps. Should we have a clarifier for the Queen of Swords? Well, would you believe it? We've got another queen here. So, to clarify the Queen of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is the card of resistance. So you have been, if you're a masculine watching, you have been resisting getting in touch with this woman. Really, we've got the four queens out in this reading. This feminine is everything, I think, to you. And I think you've known that for a while. But you have been resisting getting in touch with her due to your pride. The Four of Cups is, well, it's not having what you want. It's not having what you want. So in a way, you're resisting getting what you want. Strength is a proud card. You're resisting getting what you want, and what you want is the feminine who you currently don't have. Wrestling with your conscience, but also wrestling with your own character, I think. Pride here is very, very strong. Your pride is not allowing you to try and sort this out because she stepped away and you didn't like it, I think. Potentially. I mean, maybe you thought it was for the best at first, and I think it was for the best. Not now. I think if this woman set a boundary and said, I don't want to see you anymore. I mean, maybe you're a very attractive man. Perhaps girls don't say that to you very often. It sort of feels like that. It's either that or this individual is very, very special. And I'm inclined to think it's a little of both. I think this really surprised you and shocked you. I mean, the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, very loving energy. I think possibly I don't want to say this. I'm going to have to say it. It feels really a strong thing to say. I think probably she adored you is probably what I want to say, but she couldn't keep it going. I think probably in retrospect, you recognised that not keeping it going was a good thing at first. And then I think perhaps you've become a bit obsessed with her. You know, we've got 3 queens out already, and spoiler alert, we have Queen of Wands at the outcome. So we've got 3 queens already. We're not very far into the reading. This is a very powerful feminine who knows what she wants and what she doesn't want. But she encompasses everything for you, I think. I think at first it took you by surprise. I think your pride was a bit wounded, and I think you've held off trying to get back in touch because you've been trying to resist her, because that's what it feels like you should do. But something here has changed. Don't quite know what has made you change, other than the fact that this is just a real struggle. Well, let's go to the future position. And it's not really looking great for you in the future, sadly. This is a card of stress and not sleeping at night. So we have the 9 of Swords in the future. Let's have a clarifier. 9s are nearly coming to the end of something. I just think the business of trying to live your life separately has been very difficult for you. You've been pretending you're fine, is what it feels like. What have we got? 6 of Coins. Wow. The 6 of Coins is a card of give and take. It's a shared energy, it's reciprocity. But in the middle of here, there is a letter. This is very prominent. I'm pretty sure I said this last time I did a reading, although I feel like it was in the past position then. I tend to use this deck for the masculine, so the last masculine reading I did had a letter in it, I'm pretty sure. I think the letter was a bit of an eye-opener for you, literally. There's an eye open in the middle here. A bit of an eye-opener, but I think probably you've recognised that you both felt the same, or you both feel the same. Problem is, you're still not sure how to bring things together. Well, I've just taken another card here, and it's the 2 of Wands. This is the card of possibilities and looking out into the world to see what else there is out there. We've now got the 2 and the 3 of Wands. The 2 of Wands is looking out at other possibilities. The 3 of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. They're both expansive cards. So somehow this feels like it's going to expand, which I think is quite an interesting thing to say. How is this situation going to expand? Well, I think we'll come back to that. In the personal position, we have the Knight of Swords. This is a very fast-moving energy. So personally, you're ready to make a move. What towards, I don't know. Or you're cutting yourself off from something. Or maybe you're cutting yourself, actually. There's a lot of tattoos on this Knight of Swords, and he's carrying a sword. So maybe you're having surgery, or actively getting more tattoos if you're a masculine watching. 10 of Wands and the Fool. Well, 10 of Wands is coming to the end of something, and the Fool is a new, fresh start. So it looks like you're ready for a change. Well, we've already said that because of death. It looks like you're in a hurry to make a new start here. You've reached the end with this situation and you're ready. Actually, the Fool is like the Fool is a carefree energy. So it's not just that you've reached the end of what felt like a difficult situation, but you're ready to put your cares aside and go out there and get what you want, is what it feels like. And that's because of this monumental change that's been happening to you. To me, it feels like you can't keep living with this struggling energy anymore. There's too much stress here, and you want the stress to end. The stress is going to end, and you're going to go off and do something else in a fairly almost a hasty way. Those two cards together, that's like going off without a plan. That's, you know, looking before you leap. In the home position, we've got wishes coming true. This is the Nine of Cups. It's getting what you want. It's the lower arcana of the Star card. So it's having what you want at home. Now, what would that be? Well, it's possible that you're moving home because we've got a fresh start in a personal way here. So I think something at home is changing for the better. In the hopes and fears position, we have the Nine of Coins. This is the card of being single, but it's the card of being happily single. So if you're a masculine watching, maybe you're hoping to be happily single. Maybe you have not been single, and so this connection could not come about in the way you wanted. Maybe you were already with somebody else. That's a possibility. Or maybe you're just hoping that you can get rid of this energy of this feminine who's sort of taken over all of your thinking. Because this is the card of really spending a lot of time feeling quite stressed about not being able to get somebody off your mind, really. Let's take a clarifier for the Nine of Coins. Actually, let's do that. Oh, Ace of Coins. 9 and 1 makes 10. 10 of Coins is what you're aiming for. That was clarifying your crowning position. That's getting everything you want. That's what you're aiming for. That's what you're trying to achieve. That's what you are going to achieve, because we've also got the Ace of Coins here, which is a new home, a large sum of money, or an engagement. So in the hopes and fears position, you are hoping to get the life that you want. And it's got something to do with money, I think. But again, it could be something to do with moving home. Aces are always divinely presented. So this is a gift that you're being given. And actually, we had a gift down here as well in the hidden. So maybe actually, if you're a masculine watching this, it's possible that you might be receiving an award for something, or you're being gifted a sum of money, I think. Possibly something that you're owed, but I think it feels like you're not expecting it. In the outcome, we have the Queen of Wands, so our fourth queen, and the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the card of victory and truth, and the Queen of Wands is the fiery queen. If you are a masculine and you're involved with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius feminine who put up a boundary in the past, then it looks to me like you might be really staking your claim on this woman pretty soon. This is another divinely presented gift. This is the gift of clarity. And maybe what you've actually been striving for is to see things more clearly. Well, if that's the case, that is what is happening in the next 4 to 6 weeks. You will be able to see the situation in a more clear way. Do we need another clarifier for the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Swords? You're being guided towards this Queen, I think. Yeah, you're nearly there. 9 of Wands is the card of, it's the wounded warrior. You've nearly reached the end with something. We've already got the 10 of Wands out. You're not quite there yet. It's like, oh, here we are, the Lovers. It seems to me this sort of reading has been going on for a while. I was going to say it's like you can't stand it anymore. This is the wounded warrior. You can't cope with it anymore. And it's because it's a really true connection. This wasn't fantasy in a way. It may have started off as a fantasy on your part if you're a masculine, because I think this woman encompasses absolutely everything you want in a feminine. But this is a true love connection. The Lovers is a sort of, it's not always forbidden, but it's a slightly forbidden energy, really. It's also a choice. To me, it feels like the masculine can finally see what he wants and might be choosing to come forward. No, it sort of feels like you've got the power to do that now. It's because you've reached the end. You see, I said a minute ago, we've already got the 10 of Wands out, but we've now got the 9 and the Ace, which makes 10. You've come to the end with this. There's been a lot of confusion on your part, which is now leading way to some sort of communication, I think. Yeah, I think it feels to me like you finally know what you want, or rather, you can finally see the way forward. Oh, that's even better. That's what it feels like. that you can see the way forward. Yeah, the bottom of the deck now we have the Six of Swords. That's moving from a difficult situation to something better. We've also got the Four of Swords, which is recovering from heartbreak. And the High Priestess is being able to see things clearly with an intuition that is very, very good. I've already said that your perception is good, and I think that you can finally see the way forward. I'm going to just take all these cards off the table because I feel like I need some sort of extra clarity. Yeah. Right, I'm going to have a look at the Enchanted Spell Oracle, which I like to do sometimes. It comes with a little book. It's a gorgeous set if you're interested. I want some further clarifying the situation for the masculine. Well, we've got straight away abundance. I'll look that up in a minute. Some of these cards have got timing. Oh, here we are. Intuition. I was talking about that, and good fortune. I think I might just leave it there. We've got prosperity at the bottom as well. There's a lot of money cards here. Right. Similar theme anyway. Abundance, good fortune and prosperity. And we have a timing card in the form of intuition. January the 21st to February the 17th. Right, well, we'll come back to that one. Let's start with abundance. It says here, when the Priestess of Abundance appears, it's time to start thinking about creative ways that you can generate wealth in your life. Look at how you can create different streams of income, not just from one source. Abundance means different things to different people. For some, abundance is an overseas holiday. For others, it's savings in the bank. And that's what we were talking about before. It seems like the masculine has been working on his finances. An abundance of time without having to rush everywhere is a real luxury. Find out what abundance means for you and work out how you can include its essence in your life. Right, so what came with that was prosperity. Let's see what that says. Prosperity is a state of success and feeling fortunate. Oh, good. It's a bit like the Wheel of Fortune. You just need to adjust your mindset. The secret to prosperity is a joyful attitude. It means having fun and holding on to your aspirations lightly so as not to squash the energy. Counting out blessings and feeling grateful for what we already have will start the process of bringing the spirit of prosperity into our lives. So rather than struggling on with a situation that you can't cope with, it would be better to be counting on the things that are going well for you if you're a masculine. Right, good fortune. When the good fortune card appears, a synchronous event is on its way. Ooh, goody. Good fortune favours lucky chance, so look out for some surprising treats and wonderful experiences when you draw this card. Think of all the lucky things good fortune will bring you and maybe already has. Right, well, what that feels like to me is it's starting to feel like there might be a fateful encounter. And I wonder if that is what is going to bring the two of you back into true connection. Because the last card we had is intuition. And the dates there were January the 21st to February the 17th. So maybe there's going to be a reconnection during this time, which is quite soon. So I'm really pleased that's come out. When the intuition card appears, you may have been receiving unexplained insights and feelings about small actions you can take towards fulfilling a dream. Learn to trust your gut feelings. The appearance of this card means that it is time to think big, using your wildest imaginings to help create magic in your life. It is time to start envisioning the best things that could happen. Then use your intuition to discover the next steps you can take to make your dreams come true. Wow, so this month it feels to me like the two parties of a relationship that are currently not connected may well be coming back together. And I think if you're the masculine, this is going to be good for you because I think it's been something that you've been struggling with. I think you're going to have a fateful encounter with each other, which is going to mean that you'll manage to have a conversation about how the future can progress. Well, I really hope so. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.